On the Mau, and some residents of Sierra Leone in Maasai Mau continue to vacate their homes in line with the government's call for people to voluntarily leave areas classified as critical for conservation. We are now joined with our very own reporter Enoch Sekolia, who's in Tendwet, 10 kilometers from Sierra Leone. Enoch, if you can hear me, tell me something. Are these voluntary exits?
Thank you, Jeff. What we are getting from those who are leaving is that they were told by the police to leave. Actually, they were saying that the police were telling them that if they don't leave, then they will be forced to leave. I remember the government gave a deadline of, let's say, the 31st of August deadline for people to voluntarily leave that area. Where I'm standing right now, you say 10 kilometers, but we've just got a confirmation here that it's 4 kilometers from Mau. That is from Sierra Leone, the area which the government says must be conserved and people must move out. So as you asked earlier, what we've gathered from those who are leaving is that they've been told to leave by the police. Some of them, they say that they don't know where they're going because where they left some years back after selling their parcel of land to buy land there, they sold to people, so they can't go back to their original places where they sold land. So it's an issue that they say must be addressed. Even though they are leaving, they surely don't know where they're going to sleep. Actually, one of the people we talked to this night, he says that, or this evening, he said that he's going to find anywhere along the way a rest, and then he will continue with the journey tomorrow. That is the situation here. People have decided to leave. Let's say some people have decided to leave, while others are staying put. Remember, their leaders told them not to move until these issues are addressed. Earlier today, Deputy Governor for Narok County, Evelyn Arwasa, said that they are in talks with the national government to see which way could be the best for the people living in Mau and even for the government's directive. She says that they have been in talks, and we understand that there have been a lot of meetings, especially at the office of the president in Nairobi, where the regional commissioner was there, the Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Interior, just looking at the best way. But on the ground zero, there is a lot of movement, and people are trying to move out of the areas that have been targeted by the government. We have seen those who have destroyed their homes now as they leave. We have seen those who are moving with their cattle, those who are moving with each and everything they call their own. So it's a situation where people are living, and remember, it's close to 1 month, no, 2 months to be specific. That is 31st of October, which they have to leave this place. And schools, as Sam said in a story, we moved to around several schools, and we saw that there were no activity, even after the regional commissioner, that is George Natembea, extended the period of closure of those schools up to and after the end of the Kenya Certificate of Primary School Education, that is KCP. And so those are the issues that are around here, and people are saying they're waiting on the way forward. Remember, today also there are different leaders who are talking. We had former councillors of the defunct Nairobi Narok town who said that actually they maintained that no land was sold, that even the parcels of land that were sold to people were out of fraudulent. They were done in a fraudulent manner. They were accusing of a former Narok South legislator who they say was involved with a certain committee and rogue members of parliament, and the end they led to what is happening in the Mau. But the Ministry of Environment is adamant that people must live in that area. They call it a critical area of the Mau complex. That is Block 22, which is the Maasai Mau. They say it's where it's the source of most of the rivers in the East African region, and so they're saying that it must be conserved. Jeff.
Okay, Enoch, tell me something. Put this in perspective, if you will. we're seeing the pictures on the TV, people leaving that area, and we're wondering, you know, is it a trickle? Is it dozens? Is it the majority of the people? You know, put it in perspective for us, if you will.
Jeff, what I can tell you is that a good number have left, and still a good number are still there. Those who have left, they say that they fear that probably they can be mishandled by the police. Those who are staying, they say that it's their right to be here. It's to be at Sierra Leone and the other areas like Kipchoge. They maintain that they bought the land. They're saying that they have documentation that show that actually they parted the money to get those land. They say that some of them have even mentioning the people they bought land from, and so they are showing documents. There are those who have title deeds, there are those who have sale agreements, and there are those who have allotment letters, and so they are saying that they got it through the right process according to them. Remember, it's now a tussle between the government and them. Who is telling the truth still remains, because at the end of the day, residents maintain that they bought the land. The people who live there, they maintain that they bought those pieces of land. The former councillors of the defunct Narok town maintain that they never sold, that actually there were just a few individuals in the council and in collusion with a former member of parliament from Narok South that ended up selling that land to people, and they say that the process was illegal because to them, when you look at the certificates, they say that the land's ownership certificates do not show the required signatures. But for the people of this area, they maintain, of the people of who live in Sierra Leone and Kipchoge, they maintain that they parted with money, as I told you earlier, and got these pieces of land. So it's a push and pull between the people of Sierra Leone, Kipchoge, and the Ministry of Environment. Remember, the Ministry of Environment, even Keriako Tobiko, who's the cabinet secretary, maintained that the title deeds that are there are just pieces of papers, and you see that has been disputed by leaders here. Especially leaders from the Rift Valley, from Bomet, and led by Isaac Ruto, who is the chairman of the committee from that area, who trying to negotiate with the government on the best way forward. So it's a push and pull between leaders, and now has brought in those residents who live there. But as you asked, some people are leaving. Jeff.
All right, Enoch there in Tendwet, 4 kilometers from Sierra Leone. Stay safe, my friend.